It's visits to hard-offs like these, with massive showcases of fantastic games that are uncommon, but you see them at very good prices. That makes all of this traveling around worth it. I'm Jay Contra, and I'm here in Tosu, in the middle of nowhere, Saga Prefecture. This used to be my old stomping ground. It's actually this hard-off I would visit every once in a while, but it's one of the newer hard-offs, and it is one of the biggest that I've ever seen. You can kind of see just the size and the scope of it. There's actually so much here that I'm not going to be able to dive into most of it, except for the showcase. We'll go through the showcase, and there's just so much that I want to show you that we'll just have to glance over a lot of stuff. But things that stick out to me right now, we've got Earth Defense Force going for about $50, a little bit less than that. We've got, oh wow, Aladdin for $12. That's pretty good. I think I saw that for $20. Here's Russian Beat Ran going for $40 in the box. Well, Prince of Persia, that's, we've got the SNES, Super Famicom version Prince of Persia going for $35. You know, they don't have anything, I don't want to say, they have a lot of stuff here. They don't have anything that's super rare, but they have a lot of cool, uncommon games, although, and everything here is pretty well priced, except for this copy of Super Castlevania. That's going for $65. That's a bit pricey. And here we've got Rockman X2. Unfortunately, it does not have its instruction manual, and that's why it's going for $35. Here we've got a copy of Terranigma. This is supposed to be, I haven't played it yet, but it's supposed to be a good action RPG put out by Enix. That's going for $30 without its manual. Here we've got a very cool Gundam fighting game. It's kind of like Street Fighter, but with Gundams. That's going for $35. It's Gundam Wing Endless Duel. And here we've got a bunch of copies of A Link to the Past. Here's a good one, fair condition, and it's got everything. It's going for $25. Here's one without the manual going for $20, and another one without the manual for $20. And then this is, it's called Area 88 in Japanese. In America, it's, I think, got UN in the name. It's a cool shooter going for $30 without its manual. I think that's why maybe that's why this place still has a lot of its boxes, is because the collectors come here, they find all the cheap, cool stuff that's complete, and they get rid of it. Then it gets sold off, but if it doesn't have the manual, then the collectors like me just aren't gonna want it. There we've got the Fireman going for $20 loose. We've got X-Men, those Western comic book based properties can be pretty expensive here in Japan. We've got Turtles in Time going for $35, and look at all of these copies of Mega Man X3. They're going for about $20 a pop. Be super careful. We've got one with faded label, not so faded label, yet they're going for the same price. But of course, which one would you rather have? Like, wow, look at this one, is so much more clear and crisp than this one over here that's just been blasted. It's probably been sitting here forever. Yeah, you can kind of, I think it's been here for at least 2 years, and that's what's happened to it after just sitting under those, you know, the harsh fluorescent lights. So I didn't even see a couple Fire Emblem games. Well, we've actually got all 3 Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games going for about 15 to $20 a pop. There's just so much here. I'll try and call anything out when I see it. We do, oh, look at that. We've got Pokemon Green. Remember, Japan didn't get blue at first. We got Pokemon Green over here when it first came out, since the original. That's going for $35. That's steep. Should be about $20. We've got the original. Now, this is the original Castlevania. It first came out on the disc system, and it's going for $30. And it looks like you got to be careful, because a lot of disc systems, they came with manuals, but they don't have the manuals anymore. So you got to make sure that if you want the manual, just got to make sure it has it, and the proper manual. Wow, lots of Super Castlevanias. That's interesting. That price discrepancy, because we've got it for 20 bucks loose, and then remember over there somewhere, I think we saw it for what, 60? Yeah, that's a bit pricey. That's so wow. And then look at that Terra Enigma going for $25 loose. This is just a really fantastic selection of games at great prices. Here we go. There's a really beat up copy of Mother. I don't know how that happened, but it's going for 13 bucks. Then we've got some actually much better copies going for $13 as well. So better get here quick and pick up the good copies while the getting's good. And then we come down to the N64 section, which, wow, Majora's Mask. No, look, I love Majora's Mask. It's not an $18 game. I don't know why they're selling this for 18 bucks. Maybe it includes the expansion pack. No, wait, no, it needs the expansion pack, but it's just being sold loose. That's a game you can buy elsewhere for 5 bucks. So once again, you always gotta shop around at Hardhouse because you will find wildly different prices, even though this store, which generally has much cheaper prices than I've seen elsewhere, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be cheaper than other places. So you gotta kind of know your prices on this stuff. And oh, and here's Emerald going for $25. And what I also thought was really cool was this place. This is just, you see a bunch of PC games here. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, look at this. We've got the expansion. Oh my God, look at this. $80 for the North American release of Hellfire, the expansion for the original Diablo. That is insane. You'll find these games are so expensive because PC games in Japan are so rare. Like, look at this. 60 bucks for Diablo 2, and this is just the expansion pack. This is Lord of Destruction. Like, wow. But you find these big box games here, and it's stayed in really great condition because the PC otaku here really keep them in shape. Anything else that's cool here is Sim People. This is $3, so if you want a cheap PC game, this is the Japanese edition. Remember, in Japan, a lot of the early Blizzard games, obviously Diablo is one example, did not get localizations. So you'll find a lot of North American releases of what, you know, if you're from North America or Europe, what we would consider popular games were so popular that they ended up getting just released in Japan. They ended up getting imported and like literally just sending the boxes over. Like not even, sometimes they would include a little instruction manual in Japanese. Like that Fire Emblem, $6 for the cartridge. We've got Ninja Gaiden. It's a bit beat up. Yeah, it should be a nice white cartridge, or maybe even a nice tan cartridge. This has been real beat up. This is going for $13. That's a bit steep. That's a bit of an ask for a cartridge in that condition. All of those Super Famicom games. Oh my God. That's so many. That's so many boxes of cool stuff. Look at this. I mean, okay, it doesn't have the manual. I've been saying that a lot here, but $10 for Fire Emblem, that's pretty good, although I wish it had the manual. I wonder if I could find a good copy of... I've been looking for the Donkey Kong Countries, like in good condition for about $10. I haven't just bitten the bullet on it yet. Oh, and then look, there's Yoshi's Story going for $15. Then we also have tons of cool N64 games that I believe are complete. Like here's Star Fox. It came in this huge box so that it could have the Rumble Pack in it. That's going for $15. And you even have a complete Hey You Pikachu going for $15. So VRS, what was this, virtual reality system? Is that what they called it back in the day? Just trying to look at the sides of these boxes to see if there's anything cool. Oh, you can see Breath of Fire over here is going for, I think that's $15 for that copy of Breath of Fire. I've got another copy of Final Fantasy V. Oh, 6. Final Fantasy 6, no manual though, unfortunately, for $3. What else we've got? Oh man, Banjo-Kazooie. V-Rally 99. I wish I had found this earlier, because then I would have loved to pick this box up for $10 I mean. That's a very kind of uncommon N64 game that I spent a while trying to find. I love SimCity. Japanese SimCity for the N64 is insane because it has a storyline to it. And they have 64 Ozumo is a cool sumo wrestling game. And then there's, of course, Blast Core. Going for $5. Blast Core is a fun game. It's definitely worth $5. I won't dig too deep in the cartridges because we only have so much time, but I want to show you one of the more impressive junk sections I've ever seen. And look at the size of this place. This is absolutely huge in terms of hard offs. Like, they've just got so much stuff. They've got so many records. Oh, look at that. We're not here to look at records. We're here to look at games. Take, for example, this game section in the junk. We've got a black Wii U going for $100. And the problem is that it just doesn't have the tablet power cord. So obviously you need the tablet to play the games, but I'm sure you can find a tablet power cord around here somewhere. And what's interesting is that in this showcase, I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff they could have, because look at all of these consoles that have gone to the grave. Oh, you remember how people would sell boxes of like Xbox boxes on eBay? Here's a PS4 box. Let's move on. This is the box too, yeah. And then here, oh, wait, hold on. So this has the box, the instruction manual, strap, and a protective case, all for $1 for the PS2, or for the PSP, excuse me. Which, while cool, wait, is this? Maybe, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, someone might have to correct me, but I think this is the Steel Battalion controller. Remember Steel Battalion back in the early 2000s? It was the Xbox exclusive game. That it had a controller that took up your whole living room because it was like you were flying a jumbo jet, only you were in a mech. I'm pretty sure this is it. Oh my god. It's got so many button inputs that the game was just way too complicated. Wow, look at, oh man, and they've got so many like junk consoles in the box. I've not seen anything like this before. Look at this PS1 in the box. You don't even see these in the showcases anymore. These are really hard to come by. These, you know, the original mini PS1. And this is going for, let's see, $20. It played games. Okay, yeah, and it's having the lid doesn't close properly, so I don't know if that's an easy fix or not. I've not had to fix a PlayStation 1 before. But, I mean, this looks, you know, the box doesn't look in great condition. Unfortunately, we can't open it up to see what the console itself looks like. But this would be a great place to come if you're trying to build a collection and you're open to fixing some of these things, because so what, the lid's broken, whatever. That can't be that hard of a fix. Like, look at this. Here we've got, this is the DualShock 2 edition of the box, and it's, let's see, the problem is, you always got to make sure you can read the label they put on, because let's see, yep, well, let's see, it spun the disc, but there's no audio or video, but it comes with everything. So I mean, $10. I mean, if you could find one of these babies for like real cheap, so you can probably just replace the console itself. You just want the box. I mean, $10. And here's, oh man, Xbox 360. Let's see, okay, it could read discs, it could play discs. It's been reformatted. I mean, it's just kind of it's in real bad shape, this box. But $40 for an Xbox 360, I never thought I would see the day, to be honest. PS3, well, this is interesting. Normally PlayStation 2's in the box, and a white PlayStation like this would be something that would go for at least $100 plus. So let's see what's wrong with it. It's going for $20. This Yomi Kumi. Oh, okay, I think the X means that it did not read discs properly, which is unfortunate. But I wonder. Let's see, hold on. They didn't tape it shut, so let's just take a peek. Oh yeah, look at that. Nope. Man, look at that white plastic. I love the white PlayStation consoles. Man, although the console itself, you can kind of tell, yeah, definitely seen better days. But considering that one of those power bricks can be quite expensive, this might, no, it's pretty beat up. I don't know if I would buy this if I didn't already have one. Okay, let's put you away. There we go. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I can't really say much about the PS2 now, other than that, yeah, like I said before, if it was in good condition, it would be going for about $100 plus, especially those white ones, which, if they're in good condition, are really sought after because they're rare and they're hard to find. Then we even have, after all of those boxed consoles, we even have a Dreamcast in the box, which you don't even find this, once again, like with the PS1, these are really hard to find. And so if you had a working Dreamcast and you just want to put it in this bad boy, it's going for 20 bucks. And let's see what's wrong with it. It could read games, but some of the buttons, botan hikini kui. Yeah, so apparently the controllers had problems, and apparently, oh yeah, so so when it loads, there was some weird noise, so that they could be referring to the battery packs of the memory cards, or it could be just the console itself. So let's put that away. Wow, and oh my God, so many. I didn't even see some of these when I was first going through. Here we go. Here's a complete Black Ps2. Let's see, it played games, played DVDs, but it's got some weird noise when it, so probably the disc might be hitting something when it spins. But this box is in fair condition. Once again, this is something that would go for 100 bucks if it was in good sellable condition. And then here's a Wii U in the box. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's missing the gamepad power cord. That seems to be what happened with the other guy. This isn't. Nope. This is a completely different system. It's already in there. Yeah. So that's another problem. And hold on. Yeah, it did not have any problems with the games. The only problem is that it does not have its power adapter, and that's something that's going to plague the Wii U. The Wii U is going to be a catastrophe to collect for in like 10 years, simply because that stupid pad. So look at this. We've got so many Wii bricks, and these are hard enough to distinguish from the Wii U brick. But then how are you supposed to distinguish these, the Wii U bricks, and the original, the Wii pad brick? Like, obviously the size, but when it's just gray bricks, like even the size isn't going to be that distinguishing of a factor. And there's going to be graveyards of these things. But the pads, because I don't think Nintendo made that many extra AC adapters. So you're going to have a hell of a time finding the AC adapters. Like if your AC adapter breaks, you're going to be toast. So look at this one, man. See, something that I think probably doesn't get talked about enough is these Super Famicom and the AV Famicom power cables, which you need because these are the only ones that really fit the system. And these seem to be a bit easier to find as compared to the AC adapters. I have, for some reason, in the last, I want to say 2 years, I have just not been able to find the AC adapters that plug into the N64, the GameCube, and the Super Nintendo. Because I'm finding lots of Wii stuff, stuff that's got the gray cables, and you can find like PS2s or the PlayStation composite cables. These are super easy to find, and they're like $3. But the Nintendo version, which I can't even seem to find it, hold on, they should be in here. Here's the label. This hard off's been nice, and it's labeled it for us. Okay, see, they have one. They have one that's left. $3 is actually pretty good. It's cracked a little bit. I hope you can see that. There we go with the focus. This is insane. Like, well, $3 is good for this, but I've seen these go for $10 plus if, they're in good condition. And then going into the portables, here we've got a complete inbox Wonder Swan. Problem is that it could play games, but it just, there's like there's some burden on the screen, and it's really hard to hear. And that's why it's going for $8. And it's, it's a bit bent. It's not been, it's seen better days. Something I've really wanted to get, yeah, is this. I've been trying to find a good version of this red and black DS. I love this tank DS right here. I really want it in red and black, but I cannot find that in good condition anywhere to save my life. So yeah, that's all. Look, and then just the Super Famicom graveyard. Yeah, most of these, some of them have sound problems, but most of them were able to play games fine. They're just in really bad condition, so they're kind of hard to. They're really hard to sell in Japan. Japanese collectors. I think a lot like them. I think American collectors are a lot more forgiving of problems with the consoles, simply because of cosmetic problems with consoles, simply because we're used to GameStop and we're used to, like sometimes the best copy of a game you can find is in this state at a GameStop. Whereas in Japan, because they have so many copies of these freaking things, they've been easier to find, and so collectors have been able to be a lot more discerning here. But my time is just about out, so we're gonna end on these bins and bins and bins of PlayStation 2 games and even PlayStation 3 games. I'm getting old, folks. I'm starting to see I've been saying that for 2 years now. It's been 2 years into seeing PS3 stuff in the junk section. So we're all getting old. But for now, this has been the Hard Off in Tosu, Saga Japan. I've been Jay Contra. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And mahalo.